Hey guys, it's Mike and Jay here again with Team Viper Paranormal, and today we're going to show you how to set up your DVR system. Now I know it seems like it can be pretty simple, but without the proper camera angles, you could wind up with contaminated and unusable video.
Alright, we're going to talk about two different types of DVRs. You have your wired and you have your wireless. The benefits for the wireless are it's easier to carry them around you don't have to carry around a lot of the wiring, and they're easier to set up. Now the setbacks from the wireless is due to older construction of housing. You can get poor reception, especially with brick walls and stuff, and also you get a lot of bleed over and bleed through with a lot of other cameras and other devices as well.
The second type is your hardwired. Now the setback to having the hardwired cameras is you've got to lug around a lot of extra stuff, and you can only place your cameras as far as your cables will allow you to reach. But the benefits are there's less risk of getting contamination from other cameras or other sources. DVR systems can run anywhere from $300 to $3,000 and up, depending upon the quality. Today we're going to show you a hardwired system and how to set it up.
Now the first thing I want to talk to you about is protecting your DVR system. And you could go out and you could buy a box large enough to actually hold your DVR and your cameras. That way it cuts down on and it minimizes the things you have to lug around, especially if it's a hardwired system. You could probably go out to your local hardware store and find one of these boxes anywhere from $20 to $30.
Now when you're using hardwired cameras, you're going to have a lot of wires to keep up with, and they come in multiple different lengths. Now Jay and I have come up with a method just by using a spool that you would wind up an electronic extension cord on. You can hook your wires to this and just wind those up as you would an extension cord, and it's going to be easier to carry around and it's going to be a lot easier to put away.
Now setting up your DVR system, you're going to have a lot of plugs. I recommend going out and buying yourself a surge protector or a power block. That way it cuts down on your setup time and you're not running around looking for a lot of sockets. Now it's time to look at the DVR system itself.
Now the DVR we're using is a 500 gig 4-channel DVR. It's very small, it's very compact, and this one was very inexpensive. Now 500 gigs is a lot of memory. You can hold a lot of video on these things, possibly even multiple investigations. Not only can you record 4 cameras at once, but you can also monitor them simultaneously. Now we're going to take a look at a suitable monitor for your DVR system.
Now it depends on the monitor that you buy. It could be a television, it could be a monitor. Make sure it's small enough that you can actually transport it around. And it also has to be a VGA cable hookup. That way it'll hook up into your DVR system.
We recommend a flat screen because it takes up less space.
Now we're going to talk about the DVR cameras.
Now the cameras we're using are weatherproof, they're indoor-outdoor, although I would not recommend using these outdoors, but you can if you would like to. These are color infrared, so that means they do shoot in night vision, and you can also use those during the day. I recommend having at least 4 of those with your DVR. In order to set up the perfect shot, you need communication with other team members. I recommend two-way radios.
Now, you're going to want two-way radio. That way you can communicate easier with your team member and get that perfect shot, especially in the places where the supposed claims are happening. Now, last but not least, boys and girls, safety first.
When you're on an investigation and you're using a hardwire DVR setup, you're going to have wires everywhere. You need to take these wires down so no one trips over them. Believe me, this could be a horrible hazard and someone could get hurt if you're walking around investigating at nighttime. I recommend using a duct tape or some type of gaffer's tape. Now you have to keep in mind what types of material you're going to be sticking this to. Obviously you don't want to stick it to a nice hardwood floor, and it's probably not going to stick to carpet. So use your best judgment and find something that's going to hold those wires down sturdy so no one's tripping over them and no one's getting hurt.
Now the back of your DVR is going to look like something similar to this. Not all of them are going to look the same, but you're going to have your video wire that's going to have power and video, and you're going to want to hook your power up, and then you're going to want to hook your video into the back of your monitor. Now make sure you're noting what room your wire is running to and what channel the room is on. Now you're going to want to hook all your wires and all your power up before you actually turn the DVR on. Now it's time to run your cameras. Now you're going to want to have your camera in your hand that you're actually going to run to the room. Now, what I've done with my wires, since it is carpet, I've actually pushed them up against the wall. That way we don't trip on them in the dark. Now, just like the back of your DVR system, you're going to have power and your video connection. Now, this is from the back of the camera. You actually hook your video and you hook your power up and you're good to go. Now, the claims in this room is centralized around this doorway. The claims are that the door closes on its own. You're going to want to get the whole door in the shot due to watchdogs out there that are going to want to debunk your evidence. Now, a few things you want to avoid while you're setting up your camera in a room are mirrors and lights. You don't want to blind the monitor due to a reflection of the IR. Also, you want to keep really good communication with the person that's watching your monitor as you're setting up. How does that look?
That's good.
Now, on this system, you only have 4 cameras because it's a 4-channel. Now, you're only going to want to use the cameras where you're actually getting visual activity. Now, we only have 3 things going on. That way, we'll have an extra camera. So I do have that extra camera sitting on the other side of the door. That way, I have 2 cameras on the door.
I want to thank you for watching our videos. Be sure to stop by our website, www.viperparanormal.com. Make sure to rate us top paranormal site for our YouTube videos. Don't forget to check out our new web series, The Viper Para News Show. We're going to be covering a lot of topics, so you want to make sure to subscribe for that.
And please comment, rate, and subscribe.